So today we're gonna use some resistance bands today. So slightly a little bit more. That's why I was asking about the like strength and things like that. We're gonna add a little bit more work. Still gonna move from the core and the pelvis, but working a little bit more around the hip this time. So just extending out where we're working from, and the core being the very center point where everything can move from. So if we have like a stability in the spine, in the core, that rib to hip, we've got that strength right in the very center. And then everything else from that can really work quite easily because we've got that centered foundation that keeps us supported. And I wanted to just recap again onto the rib to hip. We'll start with a little bit of abs and then we're going to work on to hip mobility, range, and stuff like that. But any changes to your body, just let me know. So we'll start with, we'll just come down onto the back and we'll start with a little bit of that core activation again. So just roll yourself down slowly onto your spine. You can have your feet flat, knees bent. And then just bring your hands down beside your hips and place the feet as close in as feels comfortable. Slight tuck of chin towards your throat. And then we'll work with the abdominal breath again. So as you inhale, let your belly gently inflate. And as you exhale, draw the navel down to the spine and feel that flattening naturally happening in your spine. Maybe a little bit more space across the back of the pelvis. And then inhale, let the belly inflate. So this time, not so much of a big arch, but just that connection of abdominal breathing. And really squeezing the belly button down, feel the ribs pull towards the hips, close that gap. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. See if you can pull a little bit tighter without straining, keeping the chin towards the throat, nice long back of the neck. Lovely. Last 3 more breaths like that. Nice. And then from here, we're going to take the core a little bit tighter. You can bring your hands just to the thighs again. We're going to get those roll ups. So taking an inhale, let the belly inflate. As you exhale, we're going to tuck chin in, slowly start to roll up as you pull the belly button down to the spine, fingertips reach all the way up to the knees, lift the shoulders off the floor. And then as you inhale, curl the spine slowly back down to the mat. Don't let the ribs lift. Exhale, squeeze them a little bit tighter, really pull the ribs down towards the hips, belly button down to spine. And then inhale, roll yourself slowly back down to the floor. Lovely. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Nice, slow, controlled contractions. Perfect. Lovely. Try softening through the shoulders. Inhale, release back down. And use the connection, pressing into the feet as well to help you lift. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Last 3. Perfect. Last 2. And inhale, rolling down, feel that expansion through your belly. And then exhale, squeeze, lift. The last one. Nice. Inhale all the way back down. And then bring your hands down beside your hips, just place them down. Feel the slight connection of your arms pressing down into the mat. You're going to extend the legs out long. Just have your feet about hip width apart. Legs fully reaching out. That's right. And then just flexing through your feet so your legs are nice and active. You're going to take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're taking your right leg straight up to the ceiling, and feel as you do that, you're pulling your belly button down to the spine, really reach into the heel. And as you inhale, slowly lower all the way back down. Really slow, controlled movement, moving with your breath. Exhale, squeeze the left leg loose this time. Squeezing, lifting, nice, slow, controlled movement. And then inhale to slowly bring the leg all the way down. Exhale, squeeze the right leg. Kick into the heel, keep the toes flexed. Inhale, slowly release. And as you're doing this, focus on the core staying nice and tight. Don't let the back lift from the floor. Left leg lifted this time. Keeping the back nice and flat, really grounded. and moving in time with the rhythm of your breath. Right leg loose, squeeze, kick to the heel, lovely. Slowly releasing back down. Left leg as you exhale, squeeze, feel that coming right from the core. Inhale, release. I'm just going to do one more each side. Exhale, squeeze right leg loose. Keep into the heel, belly button down. Inhale, release. And last side, exhale, squeeze lift. Inhale, release back down. Lovely. Pause there, take a breath in and out. I'm just going to pass you your blocks. But now you're going to bend your knees and bring them into your chest. And then bring in your block in between the knees, so the legs are at a right angle. And you're going to keep your hands again down beside your hips. Slight tuck of chin in again, just reset, roll the shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath in, feel the belly expand, and then as you exhale, squeeze the belly button down to the spine and keep that there. Next time you inhale, you're going to take your feet wide, squeeze the block, and as you exhale, bring the legs back again to center. Inhale, roll the feet out to the sides, and exhale, squeeze to center. Inhale, knees go wide. Exhale, squeeze to center. Lovely. So now we're just starting to work into the pelvic floor. Again, go ahead, squeezing out. Inhale and rotating. Lovely. Lovely. Last three. Last two. Perfect. And last one. Nice. Keeping the block between the knees. You're going to inhale here, flatten the back. As you exhale, you're going to just take the toes out towards the floor, squeeze the block, and then slowly come back up to center. Take an exhale as you come in, and inhale, toes go away. Exhale, squeeze the block, squeeze core to floor. Inhale, legs go away. Exhale, squeeze it in. So just keeping that movement going. If it feels too strong to go all the way to the floor, then just go as far as you can go without the back rounding. It's really important to keep the back nice and flat the whole way as the legs go out. Exhale, really use the belly button pulling down to the spine to make the movement happen, rather than too much work going on in the legs. Lovely. Two more. Making sure the shoulders are relaxed, the chin stays towards the throat. Last one. Inhaling out and exhaling in. Lovely. Take a breath there. Exhale, navel pulls down to spine. We're going to go again with the feet wide. Next, inhale, roll, open with the feet. Exhale, squeeze the block, roll the feet back in. Inhale, feet wide. Exhale, in. So this is really nice for the hips. Keep going. Inner and outer thigh as well. And we're working pelvic floor. So this is really lovely deep core work. Lovely. Last four. Exhale, nice and strong with the belly button down. Really keep everything focused in that core center. Back staying nice and flat. Last two. Now last one. Well done. Take a breath in and out here. I'm going to take those toe taps again. Next, inhale, toes come down to the floor. Squeeze the block. Exhale, come back up to the center.
So should the block be on the length or the width?
It depends whatever you prefer. I prefer the width way.
Yeah.
Some people prefer it slightly narrower, so
Okay.
more that way. But I would go width way.
Width way.
Yeah, so it's in between my knees, and I've got that feels more in line with my hip bones.
Yes. Better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Lovely. Exhale, squeezing in. If you want to make it a little bit harder for the last four, you can roll the head, neck, shoulders off of the mat and reach out through the fingertips. Again, holding nice softness through your shoulders and keeping the chin towards the throat. Maybe last two. And last one. Well done. And then you can just move the block out to the side once you finish that last one. Roll your head, neck, shoulders down for the lifted and almost the chest. Well done. Well done, Christina.
This looks so easy.
It's all those tiny, tiny movements though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's why I love mobility stuff, because it's all the muscles that we don't necessarily use. Like the bigger muscle groups always get used all the time, so they're generally quite strong or solid. It's all the small supporting stuff.
Yes.
That's why it's really important.
Doesn't even look like doing that much, but
Yeah, exactly. Most of it is very slow as well, which is where all the control starts to come in.
yeah.
If you just keep your hands on the top of your knees and then making like two big circles, like imagine you're stirring two big quads, circle the knees out and round like two butterfly wings and just release the breath. You can do about 5 to 8 and then reverse it. Just take your time. And try to relax the inner leg, relax the pelvic floor. Just breathe nice and easy. Just a couple more through. Okay. I'm going to give you these belt straps and then just let me know how you go. If you take the recent band and just bring it around this part of your thigh.
On both legs.
Yeah, both legs. Kind of like just above your knee. Perfect. So we're going to work with a bridge and then a knee open. So we're going to come up and then squeeze the knees wide. So hands beside hips, palms flat, roll the shoulders down, chin to throat. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the belly button down to the spine, get that rib to hip connection. And then on your next inhalation, you're going to lift up through to bridge. Lift the hips up nice and high, roll right the way onto the top of the shoulders. As you exhale, we're going to squeeze the knees wide and then come back to center. Inhale and slowly exhale, roll down to the floor. So nice and slow. Take an inhale there. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Coming up. And then inhale, knees wide. Exhale, knees to center. Inhale, slowly roll back down. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Inhale, knees wide. Exhale to center. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Inhale, knees wide. Exhale, knees together. And inhale, roll down. So keep that 4-part movement going. And as you're coming up, really making sure your feet are pressing down as the knees come wide. Try not to let the big toes come to the floor. And as you're rolling down, keep the belly button pulled nice and tight. So you've got that nice sense of support as you're coming down. Lovely. Inhale, knees wide. Exhale, center. And inhale, roll down. And as you're pressing up at that exhale, squeeze the glutes, feel the back muscles active, really press the chest up towards the chin and kick into the heel as much as you can. So you really feel that support from the whole back chain working. And the core is supporting you to hold nice and steady as you take the knees wide. So really press into the big toes. And take 3 more through. And when we have that really deep support through the core, we can then fire up those muscles around the side of the pelvis, which is going to keep the hips, the pelvis nice and stable. So really squeezing into those outside edge muscles as you take the knees wide. Just take that last one through. And once you finish that last one, we're going to stay lifted in bridge. And then just take gentle squeezes of the knees, like a pulse, 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 out to the side. And as you're doing that, don't let the hips drop, don't let the ribs flare, and really feel the activation in the sides of the hips. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted, and then you're going to squeeze the hip bones up to the ceiling for a pulse up and up. So just taking about an inch higher the hips, so you really start to feel the base of the glute where the back of the support is coming from. Activate. Plus 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And then slowly throw yourself down and bring your knees into chest. Give yourself a squeeze and a hug here. Well done. Your bum should be on fire. Okay, lovely. And then you can take the belt strap off from there. Just leave it to the side for the moment. And we'll come back to that in a second. And then you can either rock to the side and come up, or rock up and down the spine a few times to seated. Oh, sorry. I forget what was there. I need a bigger room. And then when you're ready to, you can come over to all fours. Okay. So just finding an inhale here, we're going to press the hips back to the heels, just stretch the glutes out in child's pose. Lovely, just breathe to the belly and take 4 breaths there. Nice final breath. And then when you're ready to, gently pad yourself back to seated and then roll off to the side and bring the legs out and round in front of you. And if you just move any equipment just behind you, can lean back into your hands and take the feet about as wide as your mat. Sorry, I've got to turn to you. Make it fast. It's like, you know when you do everything literally. One of my clients does that, I'm like, no, Steve, turn that way. Like, what are you telling me to try to copy you? I'll turn this way.
It's okay, thank you.
So you can see from here, just gently turn the knees to the side and let the hips drop down, and then you're going to turn all the way round to face the back edge of your mat. That's it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, keep it over the hand. Yeah, nice. So from here, really let your legs drop as much as they can, so they're nice and heavy. You're extending through your spine as much as you can. You should feel quite a nice deep rotation in that back thigh, yeah? Keep that a little bit in the glute, tiny bit. I'm just going to breathe here. If you feel like you can come a little bit lower down and it feels good for you to stretch out more, you can walk either the hands a little bit further away from you, or you can come down onto the forearm. If you can lay down and bring your body down to the floor also. You're going to think about those 4 more breaths. Keep releasing that left glute as much as you can, really soften to get a lovely deep turn right the way through the hip. Nice final breath. And then slowly come all the way up. You rotate, come back through to center. Bring the feet flat, feet nice and wide. Take an inhale here, hands are behind you. And as you exhale, let the knees drop over to the left side, and then keep turning all the way around. Let the hips really drop. Lengthen your spine. And then either stay there, or again, come a little bit further away with your hands. And then also come down to forearms, if that feels good for you. Just wherever it feels right on this side. And it's cold and damp body, it's so tight. You feel it. And just think about 4 more breaths. You're releasing the glutes, try not to tense or clench around it. Last breath. And then gently back up onto the hands. Bring yourself around. We're just going to take the arms out in front and take gentle sways on the side. You can twist around. And then as you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. And return arms up. And then we inhale, center. And just 4 more. Keep the spine nice and tall. This is a nice one to warm up the hips as well. If you're going for a run before, this is a good one to. Yeah. Start going 30 minutes.
No.
One more side. And then one. Nice. So from here, you can grab your block again. We're just going to use that for a little bit of support. So we're working first. I'm going to take the block straight up overhead, get a nice lift up. Doesn't really matter which way you hold it, just so that it feels about shoulder width apart for your arms. You can feel nice and relaxed. And then we want to get that rib to hip connection again. So when we've got the arms up overhead, there's a natural feeling of wanting to open up here and kind of dip more into here. So from here, keep that lift up, but a slight tuck. So you get nice space in the back of the waist, and then you can really draw the ribs down to the hips, and you're keeping that connection at the front. You're going to inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to squeeze and lift your right leg up. So kick into the toe, and then inhale, right leg comes down. Exhale, squeeze, lift, and inhale down. So as you're doing this, really pull from the belly button. So same work as what we were doing at the beginning, we're laying on our back, but now we've got the weight of gravity and the legs without that support of the whole back on the floor. So you really have to activate your core to lift the leg. And as much as you can, try not to fall back into the sit bones. Keep uplifted nice and high. That's perfect. I'm just going to push slightly from here.
That really hard.
Yeah. And here we'll want to switch on. Yeah. Just go as high as you can and really focus on here. So as you exhale in, you're squeezing from here. Yes. And then inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Just do 1 more each side. And it's all just getting the mind and the muscle connected as well. Lovely. Last one. Well done. And then release. Can release your arms down. Well done. It looks so lovely. It's like no muscles. And also when you feel this burning, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's because one part of the body is used to working more than the other. And then when it switches on naturally, it will go there. And then, for example, the core won't switch on, but here will work.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this and you're trying to pull deeply to bring, which is what should work, to fold you forward, because a forward fold.
Yeah.
But then here is like, oh, but I need to work.
Yeah, it switches on.
And it's trying to just get that slight change in where the muscles work. So from here, we're going to take the block just in between the feet and bring it onto the highest setting. So you can take your feet a little bit wider. So you can lean back into the hands for this one, but try not to kind of cave back or just like slump back. You're going to keep slightly lifted. So you still got that lower back lengthened. Can you see that in my back? Yeah. It's like a bit more space opens there. And then that makes me force my ribs down to my hips and the belly button down to spine. So here is just kind of like a bit of a support. I'm not putting too much weight in. So we're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, you lift your right leg up and over. What's that? You can do it, you can do it.
When's the breathe? When's the breath? That's what I get stuff done. When have I got to breathe?
Exhale up and over. That's it. And then left side up and inhale over. Exhale up and inhale over. Exhale up and inhale over. Exhale up.
Can't breathe. Exhale up.
So if you think like exhale to power, so when you need the power to lift, feel that really focus in your belly button. That's it, that's it. Nice. And then see if you can come even lighter on your hands and really focus on keeping that spinal length and the rib to hip connection going. Don't worry about the breath too much.
Just the breath.
If it's too strong, you can do it slower. So you can do out of the mouth instead. Try and work through the nose because you can feel it's more concentrated. If you use the breath out of the mouth, sometimes it can feel a little bit soft. But don't overthink the breath. If it's too much, just do the movement and focus on the belly button. Okay, next time you come to the split position of both feet round each side, then you can pause. Nice. Okay, so from here, how did that feel? Yeah? Okay. So now we're going to take a little bit more support into the core, still quite light through the hand.
We heard it both.
It's coming. So you do need to lean back.
Go on then.
So now you want to have a slight little bit of lean back, just so that you can lift up and over. But if you can, and it feels okay for you to have your hands in front, you could also work there or here. If it feels better to have the hands slightly further forward,
Can't get them up.
and you can also work lower. If that's too high and it's really giving the thighs too much pressure, then just work a little bit lower is perfect. That's it. And think of it as like you're kind of pivoting the hip. You're letting the hip move, but you're really pulling up at the core. That's it, lovely, perfect. So bro, just do another 2 more sets. So 4 more side to side. Lovely. Belly button in as you really squeeze and lift. And feel everything is coming right from that navel centre. And finish over the left side over there. You can pause. Well done. Nice, well done, well done. It's kind of hot. So turn that heat on the floor, you know. It's amazing though, like when you do core work, how much fires up is powerful.
Yeah.
That's why it's nice to do it at this time of year.
Yeah.
Keep it everyone going, exactly. Yeah. Okay, we'll leave that for a bit and then we'll come back to that leg extension. We're going to work with some clams now. So if you grab your, actually we'll keep that handy and we'll just work with the side body for the moment. You're going to come down onto the side and you can just rest your head into your hand. And you want to have your knees in line with your hips and knees are nicely stacked. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to work with exhale, toe lift, knee lift, and then bring the knee down. And then toe lift, bring the toe down. So exhale, knee lift, inhale down. Exhale, toe lift, inhale down. So just working outer rotation and then inner rotation of the thigh. So getting both sides of the hip joint to work. And quite often, this internal rotation can feel quite strong, where it's not as widely used. But we're going to keep working with tiptoeing from side to side. Lovely. Okay, it's just last 3. Last 2. And last one. And then we're gonna elevate it. And now take your toes off the floor. And now squeeze further back. And then together with the knees, and then rotate with the foot. So there's where it's gonna be a bit shorter. So if you can only feel like, yeah, perfect, give it a little break if you need it. If it feels like it's an inch, that's perfect. Just go to where you can, and then the whole purpose of these classes and this work is to build on the range of the mobility. But we want to get the mind connected in and just feel where it's going. So really keep focus on the squeeze internally and squeeze externally. So the last 3. Last 2. And last set. And then keep the toes off the floor, and then we're going to open the knee out and then press back. So you're squeezing back. If it feels better to release your feet down, you can work from there. Just a tiny, tiny extra hinge, pushing back. Also, just feeling where the range is. You okay, Christina?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Trying to figure out what I'm doing. Not me.
So you just feel you're really squeezing into that outside edge of the glute. Last 4, well done. 3, 2, so you're pushing to the edge of your range. Last one, well done. And then bring that in and just pause. If you need to give a bash or a massage, just give that muscle a little release. And then we're going to work with, are you okay to work the same leg? We'll really fire it out, plan it out, yeah? And then yeah. Okay, so we're going to take this right leg out and have it in line with your hip. So it's extended out, but it's slightly lifted, and then keep this knee just where it's comfortable. Mind to adjust the positioning of that leg so it's staying slightly tucked in. Then with this right leg, you're going to internally rotate. Yeah, perfect. So keep the toes lower than the heel the whole time. So you're going to lift up, forward, back, and then all the way back. And then come back to center line, and then come down to where the hip was. Yeah, perfect. Squeeze up, come forward, kick back, and all the way back. This is as far as you can go. And then come back to center and drop in line with the hip. Squeeze, lift, come forward, kick back, go all the way back. Lovely. Come in line and down. Kick up, kick forward, kick back, all the way back, lovely. And back in line with the hip and down. Squeeze, lift into that L shape. Kick back and all the way back, find that range, lovely. And in line with the hip and just drop down again. Make sure the toes stay lower than the heel. Well done. All the way back, forward, and in line with the hip. Squeeze, lift, last 4. Oh. Okay, yeah. Back, all the way back, forward, and in line with the hip. Last 3. If you need to ever stop and it's too much, just take a pause. All the way back, in line with the hip, and down. Squeeze, lift. Last 2. All the way back, in line with the hip, and down. Last one. All the way back, in line with the hip, and then down. And we're just going to fire out this last little bit. So we're now going to kick up. You're not letting it release too low down, just going kind of in line with the hip and higher. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the inhale, come in, give that release, well done. Gets easier, I promise, I promise. And then we can come onto the other side, so we can roll over onto the other hip to actually give the hip a nice release out. Yeah, either way, whatever you prefer. So we'll do the clams, and then we'll do the hip cars. So knees and hips stacked and have in line with your hip. Toes together, knees together. Keep the toes together. Squeeze open the top knee. Knee comes down. And then toes lift up. Lovely, toes come down. Exhale, squeeze, lift the knee. Inhale the knee down. Exhale, squeeze, lift the toes. Toes come down, inhale. Exhale, squeeze, lift the knee. Release the knees, inhale. Exhale, squeeze, lift the toes. Lovely, keep going. Squeeze, lift. And really focus on where is it that I'm moving from in these groups, and how can I really bring my mind into those parts of the body so that they fire up. So I want to really squeeze into this outside edge of the hip. When I'm squeezing the knee up, as I'm lifting the foot up, I'm using this inner part of my groin, top of the thigh. Lovely, last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then keep the knees, toes together, but lift the feet from the floor. That's it. And then squeeze lift the knees, keep the toes together, knees come down, and then toe lifts. Toes together, knee lifts. Knees together, toes lift. Knee lift. Squeeze, lift the toes. Squeeze and lift the knee. Lovely. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. And then we're going to do that additional lift of the knee. Keep it open, and then you're going to push as far back as you can. And really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the knee back. So you're going right to the edge of your range. Keep the core nice and tight. That's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more done. And then just release that down, give that a little bash or a squeeze, massage if we need to. It's interesting as well seeing what is happening on both sides. This side feels stronger for me, like more painful. So keep the underneath leg in, left leg goes out long, toes rotate down to the floor. Then you're going to kick up into the side of the foot, bring it all the way round in front of you in that L shape, keep the toes turned down, and then press back and kick all the way back. Yes, lovely. And then come back in line with the hip, drop the foot down in line, and then kick back up. Bring that leg forward into that L shape, kick all the way back. As far as you can go, squeeze the glute, and then drop down to that center line. Kick up, bring it forward, nice and slow controlled movement, come all the way back, come in line with the hip, and come down. Squeeze, lift, come forward, inhale back, all the way back, and leg comes down into center. Squeeze, lift, kick forward, really keep the toes rotating down to the floor, kick all the way back, lovely, from center and down. Squeeze, lift, kick forward, last 4, all the way back. As much as you can, you're keeping the body from moving, rotating, keeping all of the movement coming from around that hip area. So the body stays as still as possible, and it feels nice and controlled. Lovely, last 3. Last 2. And last 1, well done. Nice, and then take the leg just in line with the hip again, and we'll kick up to the side. So just again, building on that edge range, If you need to break, break. Plus 8. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold on. And then slowly release. Just draw that knee in, give yourself a squeeze if you need to. Okay. We're gonna just do so much more. Let's roll onto the front and do the last little bit. So if you grab your band, and we're gonna bring it just around by your ankles, and then come onto your front. And we'll do a little bit of work from the front. So you can make a pillow with your arms and just stack your forearms. And rest your forehead down. And then have your feet pointed out. You're right, yeah? Okay. And get as much length through your belly as you can. And then you're just going to slightly tuck. So you feel a little bit of a lift in the front of the body and space in the back of the body. So you've got like that rib to hip connection subtly. And then lift the legs from the floor. You're going to squeeze, take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to squeeze your feet wide. And then inhale slowly back to center. Exhale, the feet go wide. And inhale back to center. Exhale, squeeze wide. Hold on, inhale, center. Exhale. And inhale, really use your core to squeeze the legs wide. So you're squeezing the belly button down to the spine and you're exhaling the breath out. Perfect. You inhale back to center. Last 5. Last 4. Lovely. Last 3. Pelvic floors of steel. Last 2. And last 1. And then keep the band wide. You can either just hold there or you can pulse, pulse, pulse a little bit wider. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the legs down and relax. Hold on. Last little burnout. Okay, just take a breath there, let your body relax. Got 15 minutes of relaxation now. That's a nice thing that you actually keep them. Yeah. Into that point. From here, you can slowly slide your hands under your shoulders, bring yourself up to all fours, just move the belt out of your way, get rid of that, you can chuck it over to me. And then we're going to come down onto the back. If you have your bolsters handy so that you can rest, you might also want to use them underneath your knees for this bit. See how you go. And then you can roll back down, roll your knees to chest. So you're going to let your left foot come to the floor, bring your right ankle on the end of the left thigh bone, and just press that knee wide. You can use your hand to press on the knee. And then you can either stay there, or you can start to let that foot come over to the side and bring that foot down to the floor. Then grab hold of the ankle with that left hand and push the knee away from you. You're going to stretch it a little bit stronger. Nice stretch. You can look over your right shoulder if that feels nice. And just breathe to the belly, nice soft, relaxed belly. I'll do 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready to, you can slowly bring your head to center, roll onto your back gently. Bring that right foot down to the floor. Just reset, and then bring your left leg over. Hands on the left knee, press that knee away from you. Keep the chin towards the throat. Nice deep breaths. And on your next exhale, you're going to let that left foot go all the way over to the floor. and drop down to come to twist. Your right hand's going to grab hold of the ankle, and you can let your head look over your left shoulder. Just breathing into the belly. And let's just take in a couple more breaths. Final breath. And then next inhale, gently bring yourself back to center of your head and your spine. Release that left foot to the floor and draw both knees to chest. Give yourself a hug in. Little rock side to side. Just massage out, push your sacrum. Maybe your mind feels nice to roll. Head, neck, shoulders off the mat as well. You can also take some little circles around the pelvis if that feels good. Keep the head down. And then when you're ready to, you can bring yourself to rest. If you want to bring any extra jumpers, socks, there's a blanket and a cushion for you there as well. If you want to grab something a bit warmer. And then let yourself stretch out, take up space, and just gently close down through the eyes. As you let your body come to rest, just take a moment to feel into all the points of contact of your body and the floor. And all of those points, maybe also prop that you're resting onto, allow those points to soften a little bit more over the prop onto the floor. So you feel that a little bit more held and grounded. Nice soft relaxed belly, and just start to activate abdominal breathing. As you inhale, let your belly inflate and lift. And then softly as you exhale, draw the belly button down to the spine. And just start to elongate out your exhalation. So you're really allowing the breath to take you into that surrendered soft state. Inhale, belly inflates and opens, nice sense of spaciousness moving into the body. And as you exhale, slowly, long, nice, smooth breath out. Go into that sense of spaciousness, sense of relaxation. Letting go of any tension through the mind, every exhale that you take. And seeing if we can stretch the exhale slightly longer for the next 3 rounds. Longer, smoother, slower exhale. Releasing you, surrendering your body, clearing the mind. And then just finishing that last round of abdominal breathing. Then you can allow the whole breath to relax and soften to natural rhythm and pace. And feel into the crown of the head and the scalp, and allow the whole scalp area to soften and relax. Feel a wave of relaxation move down through the face and the neck. Almost a heaviness and a sense of lightness as it moves across the tops of the shoulders and down both arms and into the hands. Letting go of the muscles and the bones. Feeling the spinal column, upper back, chest, the waist and the rib cage. Down into the lower back and the pelvis. releasing its heaviness and feeling a sense of lightness at the same time. And the hip joints, moving all the way down through both legs, right the way to the soles of the feet and the toes. Allowing the heaviness and lightness to be experienced simultaneously. And as you allow the body to soften into rest, taking your focus to the point around the center of the forehead and looking into that screen of the mind. And just observing spaciousness as you rest into spaciousness. And from that space, allowing any images, any colours, patterns, shapes, pictures, memories to form, but just witnessing, resting into pure observation, pure witnessing power, spacious awareness, and just rest there. Gradually from there, start to connect again back in with your body and let your mind slowly wake up as you breathe slightly deeper, reconnect with your breathing. And then it might be nice to take a big sigh or a big yawn. And then when you feel ready to, you can start to stretch your body out in any way that it would like to. And just continue to deepen your breath. Take the time to slowly bring your feet flat and draw your knees to chest. You can take a few back rolls and then maybe a little stretch through onto your side and hold on your side for a couple of breaths. And when you're ready to bring yourself round onto a seat and close your practice. During nice the prayer, take a moment to really give thanks to your body for all that it does for you day in, day out. And slowly building deeper connection to all these little layers of our body, being more connected in the whole. Going into yourself, each other, well done, Lily. Thank you so much. Nice.